Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bryce Patton, here with the wonderful Sid Roeder, who's kind of giving me a look right now, but yes, wonderful Sid Roeder. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How about you, Bryce?
I'm good. I'm glad.
Are you glad that I'm doing great?
Yeah, I am now.
I'm glad you're doing great too. Yeah.
Good.
Good to see you.
Well, hey, we've got a wonderful guest with us, but before we do that, you want to tell us about our sponsor?
For sure. Our sponsor is the Empowering Seniors Group, and our guest is a member of the Empowering Seniors Group. And that group is a group of professionals that has dedicated their time and effort to provide information to seniors, their family members, caretakers, and all those great people that listen to us every Saturday morning early. If you would like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. And lastly, if you have any suggestions for the show, anyone you would like to see us invite, you can call me personally at 435-512-6406.
Awesome. Thanks for doing that. Well, let's dive right into our guests. We have Britton Atkinson from White Pine Funeral Home. Is that how you want to...
Yeah, that sounds great. White Pine Funeral Services.
Okay, all right.
It's all the same.
Services. I'll get it.
It's all
I'll
the
get
same.
it one of these days. And you're the funeral director there. So
Yeah.
do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this?
Yeah, for sure. So there's myself and then another funeral director, Scott Howder, and we're the two main funeral directors there at White Pine. I have been a funeral director. It'll be 5 years of working at White Pine this March. So I've been there for a little while. I started as an apprentice and really enjoyed the job, mainly part-time at the very beginning. But then I decided to make it a career, went to school and got my license and did all the qualifications, passed my national board exam. And so, yeah, it's been a great career for me. I really enjoy helping families during a really difficult time. And it's one of those rewarding jobs in the fact that it's the family's worst time, worst day. And it's my job to make sure that everything runs smoothly and as perfect as possible. And that's where I find the reward in it, of getting to meet families, help them through a difficult time, and hopefully honor their loved one in the way that they want.
So what are some of the things that happen for someone that's never had to do that? Let's just say a family member passes and they call you. What's the process?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's a common question that comes up, especially for those families that maybe are anticipating that their loved one is going to pass soon. So, yeah, essentially they would give us or give the hospice nurse a call. If they are not on hospice care, they do have to reach out to 911, and they would respond to assess everything, right? And then ultimately, once all that has taken place, then they do give us a call, and that's where we pretty much take over. And we set a time for the family to come in, make arrangements, and do all the little things in between meeting with the family and the funeral service or cremation itself, right? So just whatever the family wants, it's our job to coordinate everything through there.
Now, can somebody come in and kind of, I guess, pre-plan? Is that a good word? Or just, come in and take care of that knowing, hey, for all of us, eventually we're all going to pass, right?
Yeah,
and
for
so
sure.
It's just one of those things that it's inevitable. We're going to do that. So can people come in and have a plan for that already? Or is it, hey, you got to wait till?
No, in fact, we really, really encourage people to pre-plan. And it can be a very uncomfortable conversation. No one wants to talk to someone you love about them passing. It's just kind of human nature to try to avoid that conversation as much as possible. However, there is a huge benefit to knowing what your loved one really wants and having things in place, just because at the time that someone passes, the grief hits immediately, right? And it's heavy and it's hard. You go through a lot of brain fog, and you're not yourself. And then on top of making hundreds, if not thousands of decisions of what would mom want, what would dad like, which casket would dad choose, right? So it's such a benefit to the family if it is already taken care of. If someone comes in and plans for themselves, it's just a huge relief off the family's shoulders.
So I'm a little curious because I know there's different things you can do. You can pre-plan, you can prepay, you can have an insurance.
Yeah.
So let's maybe talk a little bit about the perspective of the family that's left behind, and maybe that's easier when you have a senior passing away, because that
Right.
expectation is, I guess, kind of there. But do you feel that the family is relieved if they don't have to think about the details?
For sure. There definitely is a huge, and we see it all the time of, a death happens unexpectedly and the family comes in and they have to make all these decisions. And then they decide, for mom, we're going to go and get everything planned. And then when she passes, it's a completely different story. Granted, they have had the experience of what to expect, and it's not the first time, but just having that put into place definitely helps. We hear that feedback all the time. And even like personally, my advice is if you don't want to go into the funeral home and talk to a funeral director about it, my advice is make some notes. Make sure your family knows where those notes are so that, they have something to look back on. Granted, it is uncomfortable if you can talk with a family member and have them know what you want. Like I said, just giving the family a little guidance definitely can help. And it definitely can be a relief here and there, whatever you do decide.
Do you have any good tips or advice on how to bring up that conversation with a loved one?
That is difficult too. You kind of, especially you have to know the person that you're trying to talk to and try to know their personality and what they would be okay with talking about, maybe not. Maybe take them to lunch, and it might be a little awkward, but I promise you, as soon as you start talking about it, things tend to kind of smooth out a little bit.
Thank you, Britton. We are already coming up at our first break, so maybe you want to mention the contact information and your location really quick.
Yeah, so it's White Pine Funeral Services. Our address is 753 South, 100 East, Logan, Utah. And you can reach us at 435-709-6800.
Thank you, Britton. This is the Senior Moment Show. We are going to take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Picture this. Your family's locked in court, fighting over your home and your assets because there was no plan. Don't let probate decide your future. I'm attorney Justin Wall with Wall Estate Solutions. Stay in control with wills, trusts, and smart planning that keeps your family out of court and your wishes protected. Get peace of mind today. Visit wallestate.law or call 435-294-0346. That's 435-294-0346. Your legacy, your plan.
Did you know 1 in 3 people will visit a nursing home? Did you know that once there, they will stay there for an average of 3 years? Did you also know there are insurance options that can help cover this experience? Hi, I'm Tracy Ferris with Blue Water Health Insurance. It's not cheap to stay in a full-fledged nursing home. Long-term care insurance can help you or a loved one get the care they need and deserve. If you wait until you need it, you may be too late. Give me a call at 435-890-8155.
Hi, this is Tyler. Recently, my father passed away, and White Pine provided the funeral services for our family. They were friendly, thoughtful, and attentive to every detail. It isn't often that a loved one passes away, so it was very important to my family that everything be handled just right. Because my dad was loved by so many people, we had a lot of family and friends that traveled from out of town. I really appreciate how White Pine Funeral Services made sure everyone was comfortable and that the focus was where it needed to be, on my dad and my family. They really took care of us during this tender time.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Getting around your home should be easy and safe. At RT Med Mobile, They provide wheelchairs, stair lifts, ramps, and electric lift chairs to help seniors maintain independence and comfort. Their friendly team offers free in-home consultations to find the perfect solution for you or your loved one. Locally owned and here to help. Call 435-260-6171 today. RT Med Mobile, because your mobility matters.
Are you tired of feeling unwell and not knowing why? At Next Level Health and Wellness, we hear you. We specialize in uncovering the root causes of your discomfort, whether it's gut health, hormone imbalances, or emotional and mental blocks. With personalized plans, advanced lab testing, and evidence-based holistic nutrition practices, we guide you toward lasting health and wholeness. Awaken your healing potential with a team that listens, understands, and supports you wherever you are. Visit nextlevelhw.com to start your journey to feeling better today.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. One of the ways we help loved ones stay in their home is by assisting with daily tasks. These may include bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and housekeeping. We even help with shopping, transportation, and errands. Most of all, we offer a trusted level of care. Let us help you live your best life possible with Comfort Care. This is Bruce, and you can call me at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
And welcome back to the Senior Moment Show. My name is Bryce Patton here with Sid Roeder, and we've been talking with Britton Atkinson from White Pine Funeral Services. You got it right this time. You're the funeral director there, and you've been telling us all about, I think the biggest thing is talk to family, talk to them, and see what their preferences would be. So my question is what are the things that you see people getting held up most on the decision-making process?
Yeah, it's a great question. Some of the things that I've found, questions that get brought up the most is when we go into the room to select a casket, it's like, what would mom want? Or what color would dad like, right? For some reason, and it's out of good intentions, right? Your family wants the best for, you and the loved one that's passed. So they just want to honor you or the loved one. So it does help. So I've noticed with the casket, that's a big one. I've noticed like which cemetery would, mom or dad want. That's another big one. What color of flowers or what type of flowers to use for the casket spray. So yeah, little things like that, which if you think about it, they're all preference choices. And so those are easy things to just say, hey, I would prefer a wood casket, or I would prefer a blue casket. I like red flowers, So those are little things. You don't have to go into big details. It's just the little simple things that can give families guidance, and then we can narrow down the options, right? Instead of 100 different casket options, we narrow it down to the wood caskets, which are only 20 options, right? And so little things like that can kind of narrow it down for families.
Do you feel over time, I'm just curious about this, that maybe some of the practices are shifting a little bit? Are things changing?
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you can look at this nationwide. The rise in cremation is definitely, it's becoming more of a thing. Here in Cache Valley, Utah alone, we're a little bit slower to adopt to what the world is doing or what the nation is doing. A little bit more traditional here, which is great. However, we have noticed that some of the younger people that pass away, maybe a little bit more unexpected, they're not wanting a sad, in the church, grieving funeral. They're wanting more of a celebration, right? So we've noticed, that, whether they're to be cremated or to have, be buried in a casket, they're still wanting to do more of an open house style. And we've seen to where they want food catered or little hors d'oeuvres. They maybe we've had an open bar before. So little things like that to where it's more of celebration. People are together talking about the memories they have. And then after a little bit of that, we kind of narrow our focus to, more of a celebration where people get up, share memories, but it's a lot more relaxed there.
Mm-hmm. That actually triggers another question. I had a family member who donated his body to science, and the university had a memorial service, but that was significantly later than the passing. Do you also offer for people that choose that path to use your facility for a separate memorial service?
For sure, yeah. And you know, we have a very nice facility there at White Pine, a big chapel that will hold, you know, lots of people. And it is a great venue for people to come, and whether it's a celebration of life or whether it is more of that funeral style, it's just a very comfortable place for people to be in.
So that brings up a question for me. So since we're talking about things not being the traditional way, do you facilitate that as well, even if it's not at your White Pine?
Yeah, and that's part of our job, right? Is, you know, even though we're doing things a little bit differently, we're still involved in coordinating with, you know, the family, coordinating with the caterers, coordinating with the facility. Maybe we're not using our funeral home, we're using the country club, or we're using Naomi Farms, like different places like that, right, where we've been in the past. We're still coordinating with the venue and just setting everything up, just trying to make everything as easy as possible for the family. So really all they have to do is show up and everything is taken care of. They don't have to worry about a thing besides remembering their loved one, greeting the guests and the family that come, and just trying to have a very smooth and as perfect of a day as possible.
So, quick question for you. Just sitting down with you and kind of planning the layout of the funeral service, is there a cost associated with that?
Yeah, great question. We do not charge for that. We encourage it so much that we, like I said, we want people to come in, get information on what we have to offer, and then, yeah, we create like a little plan or like a little paper that shows what it would cost, you know, of everything. You go through and make all the choices. You go through, we give you a memorial guide where you can make those decisions as far as who you want to be a pallbearer, who you want, or what flowers you want. Just all the little details there. And then we keep everything on file there at our facility. We give you guys, give the family a copy for them to keep in their records. But that is all free. The only time that you would have to pay is if you wanted to pre-fund your funeral service, which once again we just go through. We create that guide. You make all the selections, and whatever it costs, you know, you would start making either payments or you would pay the full thing all at once. And the benefit there is we guarantee today's price. So when you start prepaying for your funeral, we guarantee today's price, to where if you live another 20 years, obviously we all understand inflation and how prices will always go up, but we guarantee that we will honor today's price on the services, the casket, and the vault.
So a really quick question on that. If you prepay the funeral and let's just say move somewhere else, is that transferable?
Yes. Yep. There are where you can transfer or can't transfer. However, at White Pine, everything that we do is transferable to where, yeah, if they move to St. George and they end up using a funeral home in St. George, boom, here's the money, here's the policy, everything is all taken care of. They can use whichever funeral home they want.
Wonderful. I think that's very soothing to some people. Again, this is the Senior Moment Show. We're visiting today with Britton Atkinson. He is the funeral director at White Pine Funeral Services. I hope I got that correct. And we're at our second break now, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is Oliver with Cache Valley Pharmacy. We're working with Cache Valley's own Focus Pharmacology and CacheMedical.org to help you lose weight the right way, with supplements that support your weight loss journey and easy telehealth appointments from the comfort of your own home. When you think weight loss, think Cache Valley Pharmacy, your partner for a healthier, more confident you. Visit us at CacheValleyPharmacy.com or go to CacheMedical.org to start your weight loss journey today.
At Maple Springs Senior Living in North Logan, we understand that entrusting the care of your loved one to someone else is a decision not taken lightly. That's why we go above and beyond to create a nurturing environment where your family becomes our family.
When I found Maple Springs, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders. The staff here really cares, and Mom is thriving.
The activities and social events have brought so much joy to Dad's life. I can see a positive change every time I visit.
We know that your loved one's well-being is your top priority, and it's ours too. Learn more at maplesprings.living.com.
This is Mark Thurston with White Pine Funeral Services. The best time to plan is when you have time to plan. Having a pre-arranged funeral gives peace of mind for everyone involved. White Pine will customize your final wishes to fit your needs, from a traditional burial to cremation to a custom headstone. White Pine also accepts pre-arranged plans from other mortuaries, and we will absorb any transfer or revocation fees. No penalty to you. Visit whitepinefunerals.com or come and see us for more information.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
Need a helping hand? The Bear River Association of Governments, also known as BRAG, is here for you.
They assist seniors with in-home services, provide utility bill relief through the HEAT program, and offer rental assistance to keep you housed.
Need help with tax prep? Their experts ensure you get the refund you deserve. And for veterans, they're here to connect you with the benefits you've earned.
BRAG is your local resource for a stronger today and a more secure future. Call today or visit brag.utah.gov.
You have a lot of options when it comes to buying or selling a home. Do you list it online, sell it yourself, or do you have a realtor help? It's a major financial and emotional decision. A realtor is the liaison between buyers and sellers and really helps you navigate complex contracts, deadlines, and disclosures.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty. I work for you to get the best outcome for your situation. Let me earn your trust with a free consultation and a free market analysis. Call me today at 512-6406. Then list it, sell it, and move on.
And welcome back to the Senior Moments Show. My name is Bryce Patton here with Sid Roeder, and we've been talking with Britton Atkinson from White Pine Funeral Services. You're the funeral director there, and we've been talking about all the services that you do and how it's wonderful if people will come in and pre-plan or at least talk to you and have a good idea of kind of what they would like. If people want to call you or come visit you and go over that, what's a good contact information for you?
Yeah, so our location is 753 South, 100 East in Logan, Utah, and our phone number is 435-709-6800.
That's excellent.
Perfect. And we've talked a lot about the pre-planning and all of those things. And I know from my own experience that there's so many things associated with a death that are totally overwhelming. You also offer a service that helps with the aftercare and all the things that need to get done, right?
Yeah, we do. So it's something that we try to offer at White Pine to be a little different than, the typical mortuary anywhere else. And so we have, her name is Melanie. She actually does help a lot with the pre-needs. So people come in, they meet with Melanie, and then myself and Scott, the other funeral directors, we work with families more at the time that someone passes. So Melanie's role is she helps people before, and then after the funeral, she will also sit down with families and go over what's called aftercare services. And like I said, this is kind of unique to White Pine, where she will sit down with you and pretty much go over everything with the estate. So things like contacting Social Security, helping close out any bank accounts, freezing credit, and any other questions. She has a full list that she goes over with families and gets them pointed in the right direction. It's all things that will eventually come up over the next year, right? Just randomly, something will come in the mail and you have to take care of it. However, with Melanie, you sit down with her and she goes over everything with you in the matter of an hour and a half, and it's all taken care of. And at least you have an idea of what to expect or what to follow up with. And she's very good about being available to, if you needed to reach out again with another question, you do get something random in the mail, call Melanie and she'll be able to walk you through it. So it is a very, very valuable experience and a very valuable service that we offer to every family that chooses White Pine for their funeral services.
Oh, that's fantastic. So how, I guess with the post, once they pass away, I mean, I'm not super familiar with this. Are there different timelines for closing out bank accounts and taking care of all those loose ends once someone passes?
Yeah, to an extent, right? I always tell families, let's not worry about all of that this week, right? That week of planning the services, they're already busy and overwhelmed with everything that's going on. So I tend to tell families, let's get through the funeral service, and then a week or two after, give Melanie a call once you're ready to start working on some things. But yeah, there's not really a specific timeline, but just about a week or so after the services is usually kind of what we suggest. Some families, though, they want to get it taken care of now. Like, they don't want to, it's kind of one of those symptoms of grief, like, I got to work on this now. So sometimes Melanie will meet with them, and it's great. It just kind of depends from family to family.
Yeah, you go above and beyond for your clients there. And I just remembered there is another thing that you do that's more of a community event that typically happens right around the Christmas time.
Yeah, it's our holiday concert that we put on every year. We just had it the first week of December. We invite Jay Richards. He's a local musician, puts together a great musical ensemble, and they really are amazing. They do such a fabulous job. And the idea is to bring the families that we've served, and really anyone in the community that's missing a loved one, have them come back into the funeral home and be able to hear the music, remember their loved ones, and really just have a moment of remembrance. We hang angels on our Christmas tree in memory of their loved ones. We serve hot chocolate and cookies, and it's just a way that we can give back to families. The funeral home isn't the place that anyone wants to go to, because it's usually you're going there because a loved one or a friend has passed, and so it's just an event where, although it is raw and emotional and sad, it is also just a time to reflect and remember those loved ones again.
Do you feel like people get extra closure by going to that?
I think definitely they can. I mean, the amount of tears that are there really, I think, kind of attests to that, right? Tears, closure a little bit. So, however, like I said, it is also, you go there and you realize that you're not alone, that countless other people have also lost loved ones. Maybe it's their mom, maybe it's their dad, maybe it's a child, and you just realize that there's other people that have an idea of what you're going through too. So another chance for them not to feel so alone.
Yeah, I think that's a great service to the community, and a good time to feel allowed to grieve and remember. That is wonderful. Well, sadly, we are coming up at the end of our show here in a hurry. So, Brittany, I'd like to give you another opportunity to mention your contact information.
Yeah, you can visit us over at the mortuary, 753 South, 100 East, Logan, Utah, or feel free to give us a call, 435-709-6800.
Thank you, Britton, for coming in. And again, our sponsor is the Empowering Seniors Group. If you'd like to find out more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info. We're at the end of our show, and we hope you tune in again next week.